Lacho elokwijo lisitsho kaloku into yokuba sifike sagaleleka singumtholo phambili ekhaya jikelele. Bukeli ngoku ke masingene sigibisele kwiyure yesibini yenkqubo. Ukuzawuthi ganga lo mzuzu ke akukabikho makhwini basathe chu ncembe kakuhle nje asileqwa nto ngasemva. Xa sijonga ke kumanqaku esithe sawenza sithethe ke ngobhaliso lonyulo sashukuxa kaloku ezemidlalo isimo sezulu njalo. Masiqhubele phambili ke sicamagushe ngoba inkqubo yona ivumile. Ndimlo ukholosa kalubisi uMahlongoti.
Mbukeli hayi siyaqala ke siyalidika ke ihora lesibili lohlelo ekhaya jikelele. Thatha nje umakhala ekhukhwini wakho uvula i-app ebhalwe SABC Plus uzosithola phakathi. Ngibuyile mbukela ngifika ngangigalelekile phela kade yagcinana. Ihewe bantu ngiyezwa ke kuthiwa nina seniqala obunye umkhuba ke manje. Ake nisho uma ngabe ke ikhadi lakho lasebhangi uma uthenga selidecline usathi uyakhokha esitolo usulisulelani ngoba phela hayi ukuthi lingcolile inkinga nje ukuthi imali dollar ake mbukeli sithanda kakhulu emakhaya siyabonga futhi nokuthi ke niphinde nihlanganyele kanye nathi lapha ehoreni lethu lesibili okwamanje ake sibheke ke ihamba phambili kuleli hora.
There have been more children killed in Gaza in the last month than children killed the whole of last year in all combined conflicts.
Uhulumeni wakulelizwe uthi usilinde inkantolo ethetha amacala amazomhlaba ukuthi ikhiphe incwadi egunyaza ukuboshwa kandunankulu ka-Israel njengoba ziqhubeka nje inqushunqushu.
Themba kaMazizi noNzotho lona nguNosifikani uManzotho ubukele ekhaya jikelele apho ufumana indaba ezemidlalo nezenkcubeko kanye nezamaciko afana nami hlala ubukele ngolomvulo uyotsho ngolwesihlanu.
Ikomishana yokhetho yaseNingizimu Afrika ithi kuzoba nelinye ithuba lokubhalisela ukuvota okuzoba impela sonto yangaphambi kokhetho lwangonyaka ozayo. Le komishana ke ithi okungenani abantu abayi-500,000 ababhalise ngempela sonto yokuqala ukubhalisela ukuvota ephele ngesonto ledlule. Ingaphezulu kwamaphesenti angama-79 intsha ebhalisile. Okwamanje alukho usuku olubekiwe lokhetho kodwa maningi amathuba ukuthi ke lube phakathi kukaNhlaba zingama-22 noNcwaba zingama-22 ngonyaka ozayo.
Kanti iCabinet iphinde yahlaba ikhwelo elenziwe ezinkokheli zase-Afrika kwingqungquthela ye-Afrika eSaudi Arabia ukuba kupheliswe imfazwe yaseGaza.
Cabinet reiterates the call made by African leaders for an end to the war in Gaza during the Africa-Saudi Summit in Riyadh, hosted by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The summit condemned the targeting of civilians and the violations of international law by the Israeli government. Cabinet continued to be concerned by the atrocities of the Israeli government against the people of Palestine, including the deliberate attacks on the United Nations school in Gaza and the massacre of hundreds of children who had sought refuge at the school, in addition to the continued attacks on hospital staff, patients, and hospital infrastructure. It is because of these continued atrocities that are being committed with impunity by the Israeli government with the support and protection of powerful countries that on the 17th of November 2023, South Africa, together with the Comoros, Djibouti, Bolivia, and Bangladesh, jointly referred the situation in Palestine and Israel to the International Criminal Court.
Isikhulu seHamas sithi iqembu lamasosha asePalestina seliseduze nokwenza isivumelwano sokuthula neIsrael njengoba ukuhlasela okuyingozi eGaza kusaqhubeka. Lesi statement siza ngemuva kokuba iQatar isiqinisekisile imbiko yokuthi sekuseduze ukuthi kube nesivumelwano sokuthula phakathi ke kwele kwaIsrael kanye neHamas. Khona manje uMongameli uCyril Ramaphosa esikhundleni sakhe njengosihlalo weBRICS uzobiza umhlangano wabaholi ukuzodingida isimo saseGaza.
Kanti uceba uMargaret Arnolds we-African Independent Congress uchongwe njengosomlomo omtsha webhunga lesixeko saseRhawutini emva kwagxotha ukaColleen Makhubele.
I-Democratic Alliance ayizange ibe ingxenye yomhlangano okhethekile wokuqoka usomlomo omusha womkhandlu waseGoli. Umholi waleli qembu kulomkhandlu uchazela umhlangano njengokusashazwa kwemali yabakhokhi intela njengoba kusalindwa ukuthi umphathi walomasipala udlulise isinqumo senkantolo esithole ukuthi uqoka kwakhe kwakungekho emthethweni.
The Johannesburg Council must be dissolved, and we will not give legitimacy to the Doomsday Coalition while they are being frivolous with the taxpayers' money. This, whilst we are waiting for the city manager's appeal to be heard on the 22nd of November 2023.
Uqoka kukasomlomo uqhubeke ngaphandle kwe-DA, i-AIC yaphakamisa igama lika-Arnold ngokuqokwa ngaphandle kokuphikiswa. U-Arnold ubese efungiswa enkantolo yesifunda eGoli.
I am Margaret Sharon Arnold.
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa.
Swear that I will be faithful to the Republic of South Africa.
And will obey.
And will obey.
Respect and uphold the Constitution.
And will obey, respect and uphold the Constitution.
I-NFP ithi nethemba lokuthi izokwazi ukuxazulula inkinga zayo zangaphakathi ngaphambi kokuqala komkhankaso wokhetho likazwelonke lwangonyaka ozayo.
Abantu bahandisela ukudla noma kuncane.
Iqembu iNational Freedom Party liyaqhubeka nokuba noqhekeko ngaphakathi. Ngo-2016 leli qembu alizange lokubhalisele ukungenela ukhetho lohulumeni bezindawo. Leli qembu linamakhansela alinganiselwa kwangama-56 komasipala bakuleli. Ngonyaka odlule inhlangano yengamela ukhetho kuleli IEC yamisa ukusebenzisana naleli qembu ngenxa yoqhekeko ngodaba lobuholi. Ubuholi beqembu ke manje buthi makube nobumbano eqenjini.
Simema wonke umuntu oyilunga nomthandi we-NFP ukuthi asihlale phansi uma kukhona lapho singaboni khona ngasolunye asikhulume kunokuthi sijahe ukuthi sihambisane ezinkantolo. NFP sibe sezinkantolo isikhathi eside kakhulu, sicabanga ukuthi kuyisikhathi sokuthi ke sime ngenkantolo sikwazi ukuxoxa izinto ezithinta iqembu lethu.
Kusenjalo NFP ithi kumele kusungulwe uphenyo ngokuziphatha kwenhloko yamajaji kuleli umehluleli uRaymond Zondo. Leli qembu lithi ukuphawulwa kukaZondo mayelana nolowa ngumengameli wakuleli uJacob Zuma kubeka engcupheni ukuzimela kwezinkantolo kuleli.
Sinethemba lokuthi uhulumeni wakuleli uzosungula iCommission ezophenya ngokuyiphatha kwa-Chief Justice ukuze sikwazi ukukhuleka ngoba njengamanje impression esikhona kubantu ukuthi kushuthi amajaji aseNingizimu Afrika abuye afuna ukuyibona ngosopolitiki.
Ubuholi beqembu buthi buzohlangana ne-IEC maduze ukuzama ukuxazulula udaba lobuholi beqembu. NginguSimphiwe Makhanya wezindaba ze-SABC ngiseThekwini.
Amaqela enkonzo zonxamiseko kunye nohlangulo aphinde aqala ukukhangela abantu abatsha ababini ekholeleka ukuba baneminyaka eli-18 kunye nama-21 ubudala abathe bakhukuliseka ngexesha kusenziwa isithethe sokucoca kumlambo iKlip River kufuphi ne-Olifantsfontein eGauteng ngomgqibelo ngobusuku. Isithethe senkonzo zolawulo olungxamisekileyo uMnumzana Robert Mulawuzi ubongoze abahlali ukuba lumke xa kusenziwa esithethe kunye nabaptizo uqinisekisa ukuba bahlala bekhuselekile.
We're looking for two congregants, two young people. One is an 18-year-old girl, and then the second one is a 21-year-old boy who were part of the cleansing ritual. Of course, they don't know each other or they are not related. It was just that they were part of the cleansing ritual which was being conducted on that Saturday night. So we're hopeful that if the weather permits us, we might be able to locate the two congregants and assist the families to find closure, because you can see one of the families members are here. They're looking forward to for us to recover the body, even though they understand that the chances for us recovering those bodies while the people while they're still alive is very slim. They understand that, so we're hoping that we will be able to locate the two young people so that we can assist their families to find closure.
Hayi siyathemba ke ukuthi sengathi ke ingatholakala ke izidumbu zalaba babili akhuluma ngabo uRobert Mulawuzi. Hayi izulu lapha eGauteng kanti akusiyona isama makhole.
Kanti ubuphi kanini buphesheya?
Hayi bendi over bendi over.
Endaphana kaloku iweather ihamba icwancile. Hayi ke ndikubalisele ke wena mntasekhaya beMzantsi Afrika kwiveki siba ne-season ezini kuyatshisa kuyabanda
liyana
liyaduduma and apha kubuhlungu khona kukuba liyatshabalalisa kwiveki ephelileyo liye latshabalalisa kune-hailstorm kwatshabalalika izakhiwo iimoto zabantu ndiqinisekile into yobana uye wabona phaa kumakhasi onxibelelwano kooBramfontein kooMidrand kulapho ibuhlungu khona
ya kodwa ke hayi umveli nqangi uzosikhumbula
masinyuka intaba siyothandaza
yes okwamanje ke mbukeli ake sibheke isimo sezulu
ewe isimo sezulu sijonga into yokubana kuqhubeka ntoni kufuneka uqhubiseke kaloku mbukeli uthi uphuma ube usazi into yokubana kwenzeka ntoni kwisimo sezulu
Siphinde sikwamukele mbukeli lapha ekhaya jikelele sibonge kakhulu ukuthi usahlanganyele kanye nathi. Nakuba kungase kubonakala kungavamile ukugunda izimvu kubhekwa ke njengomdlalo kanti kungaphezulu kokuba umsebenzi olula nje ngoba kudinga ukunemba okukhulu ukusheshsha kanye namandla. Abantu abagunda izimvu bayiqeqesha kanzima mbukeli ukuze phela bathuthukise ke amakhono adingekayo ukuze bakwenze lokho ngempumelelo. Maphakathi ke nonyaka ubonile Rabale noZulu amakhosi embweni benze iningizimu Afrika iqhenye ngokunqoba ke indondo zegolide esigabeni seqembu iBlade Shearing eScotland. Ukuxoxa kabanzi ngokugunda izimvu njengomdlalo lapha eningizimu Afrika sixhumana ke noIsaac Klopper ongumphathi ke kwiShear National Wool Growers Association of South Africa. Good morning and welcome to the show, Isaac. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. I'm feeling comfortable already.
Quite an interesting one there, Isaac. Sheep shearing, it's not really a popular sport here in South Africa. It is also viewed as a job that one can do. So can you just briefly explain to the viewer and to myself, of course, what is sheep shearing?
Yeah, sheep shearing is a job, you know, it's where you can make your money each day. But it's a unique work where you can also practice your sport while you're busy earning your money. So shearers are being paid per sheep for what they shear. But they also, we've got the SA Sheep Shearing Federation, which is the official sporting body in South Africa. And we are organizing shearing competitions in all the wool producing provinces of the country. And so we've got 9 provincial shearing competitions where the guys can then qualify for the National Shearing Championships that's held annually in Bloemfontein end of April.
So yeah,
once in 3 years there's a World Championships where we can compete to bring back the World Cup for South Africa.
Isaac, so what is it that is involved in sheep shearing? And I can just imagine how many or the amount of sheep that is there. Like after these sheep are then cut, where do they go?
When we finish shearing the sheep, it goes down a chute into a porthole, into an inspection pen where there's judges that look at the quality of the workmanship of each guy, you see. So if there's skin cuts or lumps of long wool, they are penalized for that. So there's a constant, at the World Championship, there's a couple of thousand sheep, and they were brought in and out continuously during the course of the 2 to 3 days. So they are brought in from the farms where they are being farmed with, and then they get shorn, and then they go back to where they belong as quick as possible to limit the stress on the animals.
So how does one become involved in this kind of a sport, which is not so popular to many people, especially here in South Africa?
Yeah, well, you know, South Africa's got about 15 million wool sheep. So all over the country where there's wool sheep being farmed with, there's a need for shearers. So the NWA has got the shearer training program that we train guys throughout the country. And as I said, we've got 9 provincial shearing championships that is broadcasted on our different shearing contractors groups. So the guys know when there's a shearing competition in their area. So we're trying to get, so we've got one in the Southern Cape, one in the Eastern Cape, one in Mpumalanga, one in the Free State, one in the Northern Cape. So we're taking the competitions to the guys so they can get there without a huge cost, and then they can compete there and they learn also. And I think for us, the shearing competition, the essence of a shearing competition is to improve quality of workmanship. So as the guys are shearing at the competition, they can also see where the limitations of the weak spots is, and then they can go back to the drawing board, and when they're working the next week or two, they can rectify the issues that they had. You know, so it's a good way of learning where your mistakes and where you can improve yourself, and you can also look at your fellow shearers from another district or another shearing contractor that beat you at the competition. You can see what he's doing better, and you can learn through competing.
So since you just explained now that there is a great need for people that can do this type of a job or this type of a sport, how does one get involved if, for example, they were to be interested in this kind of a sport?
Yeah, the sound, I'm struggling to hear you well. Could you maybe repeat that, please?
No, I was just commenting on the fact that you mentioned that there's a great deal of need for people that are doing this kind of a sport or this kind of a job. So I was just asking, how does one person get involved in such? If, for example, there's a person who's interested in getting involved and doing this kind of a job, where do they start?
You know, the first thing that's important, they must be in an area where there's lots of sheep. Okay. So for a guy that's sitting in Cape Town, for instance, it's not worthwhile joining shearing or learning to shear because it's far away from your house. So you need to be prepared to go to those areas where there's lots of sheep, and then you can join a shearing team. We've got about 85 private shearing contractors in South Africa. And each district, even if you go to the local co-op, they'll be able to tell you where's the nearest shearing contractor. But you can also contact the NWA. We've got a list of shearing contractors. And that is why we do shearer training. We train lots of novice shearers, people that hasn't shown before, and we teach them. It's a 10-day course, and we take them from scratch. And after completion of the course, the guy should be competent, and he should be able to handle and treat the animal in such a way that he can take the wool off. So yeah, we very put the emphasis on quality and animal health, you know. So we want to, first thing, a shearer must learn us how to properly handle the animal, because then it will be quiet and docile. But if you treat it or mistreat it, it's going to fight you all the time. So that's why in training, that's the first thing we try to learn the guys, the correct handling of the animals, to keep it at ease, and then you can shear with no hassles.
So, Isaac, in terms of competitions, how often do the country host competitions?
We've got, during the year, we've got 9 provincial shearing championships. As I said, in the Western Cape, we've got one in Riversdal, the Northern Cape and Victoria West, Eastern Cape and Tarkastad, Free State and Tromsburg, and in Philippolis, Mpumalanga and Ermelo. So that is during the course of the year. We've already started the next cyclus with a shearing competition in Prince Albert the third weekend in October, and then the first weekend in November we had one in Philippolis. So the other ones, the provincial championships, will be during February, March, April next year, with the nationals then at the end of April. So this is a continuous thing that's going on. We do training of people in the Eastern Cape, in the rural areas, and we also have regional shearing competitions there. So we had a shearing competition in Kumbu, and the other one, I can't remember exactly, it was in the Whittlesea, Thornhill area. So throughout the year, there's shearing competitions where you can compete and test your skill against somebody else. And the next World Championships will be in March 2026. So the next South African team will be selected in April 2025. So that is something to build up to. So the guys can start now by joining and competing at a provincial shearing championship, and then qualify for the nationals. You need to be number 1 or 2 in your division to be able to join the South African team to go to New Zealand in 2026.
Can you please take us through the journey of the team that went to Scotland? I mean, who finances such trips, and how was the journey throughout?
Well, the trip is financed through sponsors. We are sport, so we don't have a source of income except for sponsors. So Cape Wool South Africa, which is the industry body, was our main sponsor, with quite a few other role players as well. So sponsorship is important for us, and so without sponsorship we cannot do such a trip. And then of course on the other end you need goodwill in Scotland. You arrive in Scotland, you need sheep of that area to practice on, so you need friends on that side of the world. So we had a chap there, Willie Skilling, and he put us up to 10 days work in Mackay, in Scottish Highlands, where we could shear and then gain experience and set our equipment to the sheep that we were going to shear in the World Championships.
So, Isaac, we know of 2 gentlemen that have already competed in world stages and won gold for the country. That is Bonile Rabale and Zulamakhosi Mboweni. It means that the country does have people who are good in this sport. So what advice would you have for people who want to become shearers?
Yeah, well, maybe I must just put you right. We've been world champions since 1996 in the blade shearing divisions. At the moment, we've got Zwelilia Hans, that was 4-time world champion, Elliot Nsombo, that was 4-time world champion, Majenzi Keshweni, I think, was 3 times world champion. So Bonile, he was in France in 2019, part of that team, and then he was the runner-up. So, it's not a sport that just started now. It's maybe not known widely, but the main thing is if you want to join the sport, you need to be trained, because we don't allow people to compete in the sport that hasn't got a certificate of competency. So if you want to compete in the sport, you need to join a training school, and that's where the National Wool Growers are very important, because we've got a shared training division of which I'm the manager, and we train people from grassroots, people that hasn't shown a sheep in his life, maybe not seen a sheep in his life, and through a 10-day course we teach them how to properly handle the animal, how to hold it, and to shear it efficiently. So that is the first step, is to get the qualification as a sheep shearer, and then through continuous work. And that's the good thing about shearing, is you don't have to pay gym fees. You can work, you can improve your skills level while you're doing your life. So that's the good thing about shearing. And there's also opportunities if you want to, and you like a bit of adventure, you can go overseas and shear there in their seasons. So that is what's happening in South Africa, is the possibilities. But the first step will be to get trained.
Thank you so much, Isaac, for your time, and we wish you all the best in all the competitions that are still to come.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. And really, you can follow the team. We will be in New Zealand in March 2026. You are welcome to join our shearing competitions and national championships. There's always that last weekend in April at the Bloem Show in Bloemfontein. So, yeah, I would like people to come and join and have a look and see. It's very exciting. We've got 6 guys that shear sheep in a little bit over a minute. on the machine shearers, and the blade shearers are shearing them in less than 3 minutes, you know, so it's quite exciting. And to see it, and you'll see the animals, they are sitting quiet and calm because they are not being hurt or in any way. So that is important for us.
Thank you so much, Isaac, for your time, and we'll be definitely on the lookout for that time in April when that competition happens. Lawo ke mbukele beko Isaac Klopper oyena ke oyi-Shearer Training Manager lapha e-National Wool Growers Association of South Africa, ebesoxisana naye ke mayelana nomdlalo futhi nomsebenzi obizwa nge-sheep shearing lapho kusuke kugundwa khona izimvu. Uyachaza ukuthi cha umdlalo omdala lona ukuthi nje ke awujwayelekile lapha eNingizimu Afrika, bakhona ke abathe bahlabana nangeyindondo le bekade beyemidlalweni lapha yana eScotland. Okwamanje ke mbukela sinike qu 8 lo sebunyemva komzuzwana.
Enkosi ngokuhlala nathi nisasibukele apha ekhaya jikelele. Istudio Mukheli ke ayonkampani yemveliso nje kodwa liqonga elisetyenziswa ngabaseki bayo uFatuani Mukheli kunye newele lakhe uJustice Mukheli. Uphilisa kaloku abantu ngoko kubonakalayo. Lamawele ke akholelwa ukuba ubugcisa lunyango. Ukusixelela ngakumbi ngalonto ke sinabo apha enkqubeni. Ndixelele Mbukeli into kubana sinoFatuani kunye noJustice Mukheli balapha ukuba babelana ngamava abo kushishino lwezobugcisa. Masinibulise ndingakhethi mntu, ndingathi Fatuani, ndingathi Justice kuba intwenye.
Molweni kunjani?
Siyaphila Nkosi, ninjani?
Asikhona siyaphila, siphilile.
Hayi ndiyanibona uba niphilile, ningamawele siphilile. Ndiyathanda into yoba nisirhobisele ngale nkampani yenu uba mhlambe ithetha ngantoni kwaye iqulathe ntoni kanye kanye.
Okay, basically, Mina no Justice, we've been operating as artists separately, and we've done projects together, and we've owned the company together, as I say, Different You. And we obviously then grew beyond that. We found our different paths. And earlier this year, we then decided that mele sihlangane futhi sisebenze siyi-two, chasing our common dream. I mean, what we do as Studio Mukheli, we work as a collaborative duo in photography, in film. We've got representation in Europe as a duo. Then we also have special projects that we work on together as Studio Mukheli, and we have initiatives that uplift and create space for other young artists trying to break into the industry, and the initiative is just sharing the path or mentoring or anything
amazing
that
work
helps.
that you do, and I'm sure our viewers are probably wondering into yobana nifikelele njani kweli nqanaba lobomi. I mean, what skills did you need to polish before nibe kanti kweli nqanaba?
So we were fortunate to start our career way too in advertising, where we learned branding, and we're working with brands like Abo Vodacom and some like banks and stuff. And there we learned strategy, marketing, and then with the learnings we got from advertising, we then applied those to ourselves, you know. So as Upatuani, I then looked at myself and say, who is Upatuani? What does he do? How does he want to be seen? How does he want to appeal to the public and so forth? So that's how we kind of approach our careers to get to where we are. Yeah, I mean the core thing is advertising was the best teacher. Upatuani and I, from the youngest age, we've always had multiple interests in things like music, art, and different disciplines in art, as in visual, photography, and advertising helped us put all those things into one pot and gave us a vantage point of how we can approach it.
Wow, and I mean, it seems like you are just a powerful combo. And I want to know from you, Justice, mhlambe ungathi wena impembelelo yakho okanye your passion, was it fueled by your twin waqonda bajonga ingathi uyaqatsela kule nto nam, let me tag along?
Yeah, I mean, visual art, the painting was inspired by Upatuani. When lockdown happened, my passion was just purely photography, fine art photography, and telling stories through that. And obviously, lockdown, I couldn't go out to make photographs that will tell the stories I wanted to tell. Then he could sense my frustration because I was just doing self-portraits, and they were not as creatively satisfying. And he said, come to my studio, let's paint or draw and see what we can do. Maybe it will feel good for you. And it felt, I didn't like it when I started, but because I'm a very dedicated person.
Yeah. And speaking of dedication, I mean, you mentioned that, I mean, this happened during COVID-19. And we can all agree that during lockdown and restriction rules, a lot of talent was unlocked. I mean, you yourself, umsebenzi wakho, zange ube kanti uba lapha ekhaya, kodwa wabhebhela naphesheya kwamalwandle. Can you just share with us your journey and, I mean, some of the success stories through your photography work?
Yeah, I mean, my photography was highly supported by the initiative Patwan and I started with our friend I See a Different Jew, and the initiative was about telling a different story about South Africa and where we are from, and telling our own story from a positive point of view, and that took off. Then when I decided to pursue my own journey as my own photographer, that supported me greatly. So I got international representation, and I did exhibitions, and I went to fairs. And still to date in my fine art career as a painter, the journey in I See a Different Jew still supports me, and my knowledge in social media and marketing helps me get these opportunities. Like this week, Patwan and I are going to my first solo exhibition in London with my gallery, Chile Art. Yeah, then I've got that show happening in London, then I've got another show happening in Lebanon in the same week. Then when we come back, I've got another solo exhibition happening. But all of it is supported by the journey of 15 years together. So
wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. I mean, this is massive success. I mean, from where you started 15 years ago, not even in your wildest dreams, internationally, which is also great because it shows that zalapha Africa izakhono namatalente ethu, the international market is hungry for it. And dibona nemiboniso nize nayo on the screen, you know, bayacho bati art, it's not just what you see but what you make others see. It's really powerful. Singathanda into yobana ke nisithethele ngezi artwork and art pieces ezisibonayo on the screen.
So basically, I think our art is informed differently, and my art is informed by my upbringing, and I found my healing through my art. So through lockdown, I was frustrated, and I reconnected to my inner child, the things I enjoyed as a kid, and through painting and drawing, and reliving the moments of my childhood through my art, centered me again, you know, and my work celebrates family, it celebrates women, their strength and core, because I'm a strong man that I am, because I was raised by a woman. You know, our mom is a very beautiful soul that shaped us to be kind, to be soft, and in that way we are stronger.
Hello, mommy.
Thank you. So yeah, my work speaks of that, and it speaks of what we are as Africans, love, fun, adventure. You know, yes.
Bensaza ungena kulonto into yobana it's not only that but also kuyabonakala into yokubana kwimiboniso yenu nithi chatha i-culture nenkcubeko yethu singama-Africa. And why was it important for you as artists to also, I mean, highlight inkcubeko yethu, especially at a time where we see that we are seeing, or we are in an era of relearning and unlearning about izinto zethu as Africans?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was entirely deliberate that was the focus. I think the focus became a focus for us because we were passionate about what connected us to our art, you know, and being black and African and South African, there's no better version of myself I could want to be. You know, my upbringing, what makes me, my stories, my lineage, my ancestry, my people, and everyone that roots for me from the past to now, and the future is everything I carry with me. You know, I don't even think about it, you know, so yeah, I would say that.
It's deeply embedded in your DNA. Yes. The hairstyle says it all. Indobana Chonga, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams.
I don't know, I don't agree with that statement of my ancestors' wildest dreams.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we are everything that we became because of them. Not only, I don't think they didn't entirely live their dreams. Yes, it was a challenging time for them, but there was beauty, there was joy, there was a lot of rewards.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just...
You are the manifestation, whatever prayers that were unheard, whatever dreams that they didn't fulfill. You are here.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Abantu xa benifuna beqonda bajonga siyafuna into yobana sisebenzisene nani ngalo msebenzi umhle niwenzayo, especially now that you are in the international market, and also khona abantu abathi bafuna ungena kwi-art singatsho into yobana niye nabe kanti niyaphumelela, and I can say that, I mean, you have paved a way for a lot of young artists, because kuhle kakhulu ukubona abantu abasebatsha bekule international level nikuyo. Siyathanda nokuba nikhuthaze ababukele ekhaya.
Siyabonga. I think you can find us on our social medias, Justice Mukeri and Patwani Mukeri. And at the beginning of the year, Sizoba seen a website which is Studio Mukeri, where you'll find everything that we are working on, everything that we want to launch, maybe fashion or whatever. But all the things that we currently working on will be on the website. And we are grateful that we can live the way we do, but our primary focus with our work is that it's accessible to everyone. We don't want to be the exclusive kids, and we've always wanted people to come and experience our art.
Experience the art. And please, make sure that you take us along si ekhaya jikelele. Sibe phaxa nyuka sinyuka nani. Thank you so much for indobana benathi apa ekhaya jikelele. Sithi tinga ntagandini niyonqandwa zinkwenkwezi. Enkosi kakhulu. Right, imbukeli wami abo ke besincokola nabo. Ibingamawele uFatiwani kunye no Justice bencokola ke nathi ngomsebenzi wabo omhle wobugcisa. Masithi qhwe evenkileni sibhatala amatyala ungagunqi ubukele ekhaya jikelele. Sibambe ngazo zozibini kwembukeli we-ekhaya jikelele ngokuba usahleli nathi ngalentsasa. Singalibali kaloku ababukeli bethu pha ku-SABC lihaye siyanibona sinijongile. Sihlobele mgama ke mbukeli umnyhadala eMzantsi Fela Festival ibambisene neqonga eliphantsi kwesebe lezemidlalo ubugcisa nenkcubeko Estate Theatres bekele bucala ke umhla we-14 kweyomnga njengemini yokusingatha umsitho zokunika imbeko kwimvumi eliqala neyakhothama kwiminyaka emibini eyadlulayo. Ukufumanisa banzi ke ngalo msitho nokubaleka kwemisitho ekumila kunje sinxibelelana naye uMandla Ntatlane ongumququzeleli. Mandla masikubulise sikwamkele enkqubeni ekhaya jikelele. All right ngalentseni?
Yeah, right, so I'm right.
Hayi ndiyakubona bu right nca izazi mntaneni. Ngaphambi kokuba Mandla singene kulo msitho ungakhe nje usichazele nje qabaqaba ngawe yaye udibana nokuba ngumququzeli walo msitho njani?
Sanibonani futhi balaleli nababukeli, igama uMandla Ntax. Ngivela endaweni yaseMpumalanga, and I'm a performer, I'm a musician, I'm a director. I'm a recording artist, I'm a theatre practitioner, and I'm the director of the tribute to the fallen legends. Ebeyibizwa ukuthi umculo wamaqhawe. So ngithathe just ngayibeka ngesilungu kodwa yena umculo wamaqhawe, so yimi director yayo.
Siyazi ukuba wena Mandla lo msitho uzokunika imbeko kwiqala utata uTshepo Chula. Ingaba mhlambe kutheni nibe kanti nina niyena benikhetha yena kuluhlu lwezinye imvumi?
Tsepo Chula has been my inspiration for many years. From my primary stage, I used to sing ngomas ka Tsepo Chula eAssembly because in a schooling assembly. So now, and I used to listen to Tsepo Chula a lot, and he got to inspire my life and my music career. So, and I had to make sure ukuthi ekhuleni kwami as an artist, I have to make sure ukuthi Nobab Tshepo Tsula siyahlangana and angimentor as much as he can, and I thank the Lord ukuthi ngayithola lelo thuba lela saphila ukuthi I was working hand in hand naye, close naye, and I was able to host him. I was able to open my shows for yena. So I feel that it's necessary and proper for me to actually do this specific tribute to Baba Tshepo Tsula and to make sure that we run with this legacy. Nanoma ngesekho yena but music wakhe uphile forever.
Ndiyayithanda lento ibalula into kubana he was your great inspiration and ngethuba ephila uye wabe kanti uyamnikeza intyantyambo zakhe ephila. Khawusikhanyisele ke niza kuqhuba njani ngemini yomsitho? Ingaba mhlambe iza kuthini eyakho indima kulo msitho? Mhlambe niza kucula ingoma zakhe okanye niza kubonisa ngomdlalo weqonga? Kwaye ndiyazi into bana imisitho ebimula bunje apho nithi pay tribute kumuntu ongasekhoyo nosapho okanye ifamily iyathanda into kubana nayo ibandakanyeke. Ingaba bona ifamily yakhe izaba khona kulo msitho?
It's only I spoke to some of the family members and they'll be there. Baba Bashilo Baba Zobakhona. It's unfortunate to most of them bahlale Lesotho. But the prep for the day, the main thing is to make sure that one, with me in terms of voice, I know that Tshepo Tsula has influenced my vocal ngendlela emangalisayo. So I'll be doing some of ingoma ezakudala zakhe ezaqanjwa ubaba Frank Liepa and some of the songs ezaqanjwa uTshepo Tsula, but I'll be mostly focusing on my hymns akhona, which is ama domain ubaba Tshepo Tsula waculile. And we obviously we cannot just say we are saluting ubaba Tshepo Tsula kuphela. Yes, we have people like Abu Brahim Masigel, we have people like Abu Mamsbongile Kumalo, you know, just to name few. They are influencers, and we want to just make sure that we just say, as young as we are in our generation, as youngsters, to say, no, we salute them, and we are happy that they paved the way before us. And we thank you for the influence, we're thanking them for the influence. Even when we write our own compositions, you can feel that, you can hear that here there's that Tshepo Tsula thing, here there's that Babu Jonas Wawa thing, you know. So yeah, that's the prep for the day.
Kuhle kakhulu kubanikeza ngenene ezintyantyambo ingakumbi nje mubalula into kubana uyenza lento nawe ungumuntu omtsha. Ingaba kutheni ubona ubukho bakho nje bubalekile kwimisitho enika imbeko kumaqala ngokokwakho ucinga? Kwaye ndiyathanda into abana usiqobisa into abana kulo mcimbi ingaba mhlambe sinizawubona abantu abatsha bewusingatha okanye mhlambe izaba ngabantu abadala kuphela, kuba kuhle kakhulu into yokubana abantu abatsha babone abantu ababenegalelo ingakumbi kwinkqubela yomculo apha eMzantsi Afrika.
Yeah, to tell you the honest truth, and akuna age restriction, we are hoping and wishing ukuthi I wish the youth it can be the majority of the people who are coming to the show, much as we know that will have abantu abadala association because of they will relate faster and easier or music also pull on the day. I wish that the youth they can come so that they can understand the kind of music and the struggle our legends about Hulegizo through music, because those guys, one of the things that I've learned from them is that they could tell a story through music. They could fight certain battles through music. So I wish most of our youth they can be there. Then it will be more of a conversation between the music and our generation.
Ungatsho nje ukuba ukusingatha nokuququzelela imisitho yinto esonyongweni kuwe yaye uza kuyilandela?
Yebo, 100% ndizoyilandela sisona.
And kuyo yonke leminyaka usingatha mhlambe imisitho niqinisekile into kubana mhlambe lona umsitho ayingomsitho wokuqala. Ungathi mhlambe yeyiphi imicelimngeni othi ujamelane nayo kwaye ujonge emva ujonge ezi challenges othe wadlula kuzo ungathi zikuncede njani namhlanje ube kanti uzingomba isifuba uthi ndi proud of umsebenzi wami?
Fortunate enough is that I know the vision enginayo, and I always wanted to follow this vision and this dream, and I always want to be consistent ngayo. Therefore, challenges will always be there. When you're doing any kind of a show, challenges will always be there. Be technical, be financial, but if you know the dream, if you know the vision that we have, you'll just have to make sure so even now, you know, without a stable financial muscle, you can't just do a show as a floater and all that. So there's always challenges of finance that I have to say, and at times you apply to our arts and culture and other spaces where we can try and get where we can try and get funding. Sometimes it becomes difficult, but we don't give up. We continue to apply, but we don't stop and say, let's wait for the funds to come in. Then that's when we can start to do whatever shows that we want to do, or to pay tribute to our legends. So we continue. As long as we're still alive, we'll make sure that music will always live forever.
Yes, uye wathetha ngaphambili into yokubana ngethuba ebesaphila utata uTshepo benisebenzisana kwaye he was a great inspiration to you. Ungathanda nje wabelana nathi mhlambe ngezinto othe wabe kanti uye wazifunda kuye.
Tsepo, like I said earlier on, he was a mentor to me, he was an inspiration to me, he was a father to me. We were not only meeting Masio Hlang on the stage, but we could call each other. We can meet, Siben, have a conversation about Tsepo. So Tsepo, he will always make sure that we don't separate advisor, encourage to say this journey is never easy, but with what you are doing and to be something in one of the good days, please continue to do it. So there's a lot of inspirational words that I got from Bob Tsepo, and even to understand their history as well, because in most cases we do not make a research about these legends I'm referring to. So Tsepo was able to sit down with me actually and have a conversation with me, and I got another opportunity as well to work with Ubabu Jonas Wangwa for like 4 years, you know, and I got to get time as well. And what is it that makes their music to live forever, you know? And I'm seeing as youngsters, we compose a song this week, and next year this time it's no longer existing. We record every year, you know. So, and back to us, this is what he commented here. You know, with us, we were not focusing on music in Wama bubblegum. Bubblegum is something that you chew and you chew like then we're cool. So this music is a lifetime music. Relate about even generation and generations to come.
Oh, Mandla ke ngenkcukacha mhlambe ezithe vetshe ngomsitho nangawe sinifumana phi pha kumakhasi onxibelelwano, social media handles?
On social media, Facebook Mandla Ntlax, TikTok Mandla Ntlax, Instagram @Mandla, and on my YouTube space as well, Mandla Ntlax. And unfortunately, I'm not on Twitter.
Hey, okay. Enkosi kakhulu Mandla ngexesha lakho, siyathemba into yokubana lo msitho uzaba yimpumelelo. Kwaye ke nezinye imvumi siyathanda into yobana mhlawumbe zingabe nathi kanti nazo zinikezwa iwonga. Enkosi kakhulu.
Thank you so much, my sister. May God bless you.
Nawe uqamatha akubusise. Lo ke mbukeli ebesithetha naye ibingumandla Ntlatlane nongumququzeleli ke womsitho othi Tribute to Fallen Legends. Nakulindele ke uba unike imbeko kumaqala aquka utata uTshepo Chula. Kanti ke mbukeli ngaphambi kokuba uphume kwakhona mhlambe ke ufumane umnxeba kwathi yiza ikhona into etshisayo, qiniseka mbukeli into yokubana uxhobisekile ngokuqhubekayo kwisimo sezulu. Khabula ungafinci.